Here's a quick test. You're stuck in the endless cycle of tiredness, where even the thought of starting a task feels like an Olympic-level feat. Beating laziness is like trying to catch a slippery eel with your bare hands. Frustrating and seemingly impossible. But let's face it, sometimes we're not being lazy. We're simply running on an empty tank, desperately in need of a pit stop. We live in a world where hustling 24/7 is praised, and productivity is often measured by the number of tasks we cram into our jam-packed schedules. But what if I told you that it's not about doing more, but doing better? This video will change the way you think about rest and productivity by teaching you 6 totally unconventional rest tips that'll beat procrastination forever. But that's not all. Stick around until the end, because we've got a mind-blowing bonus waiting for you. You'll learn an uncommon rest hack that'll have you wondering how you ever survived without it. Ready to embrace a whole new level of efficiency? Tip 1. Rethink rest. Raise your hand if you sometimes imagine that taking a break is the same as slacking off or being downright lazy. But rest doesn't equal laziness. Think about it. Have you ever tried sprinting in a marathon? Exactly, that doesn't work. Your brain and body are pretty much the same way. They're not designed for endless sprints, but for strategic bursts of energy. That's where the concept of strategic rest comes into play. Strategic rest involves optimizing your breaks to ignite motivation. And this works because our brains can only focus for so long before they start to drift off into la-la land. Let's make it real with an example. You know that pile of laundry that's been giving you the stink eye for days? Instead of grimacing at the thought of hours of folding, try this. Fold for 25 minutes while jamming out to your favorite tunes. Then take a 10-minute stroll outside or catch up on a quick episode of the show you love. Rinse and repeat. Before you know it, that laundry mountain will look more like a conquerable hill. So toss out the notion that rest is for the weak. Embrace the power of strategic rest and watch your productivity levels soar higher than ever before. Next tip, visualize creatively. This technique taps into the power of your imagination to help you overcome those mental roadblocks. You just need to close your eyes and imagine yourself at the finish line of that task. It could be submitting a report, finishing a painting, or even cleaning out that cluttered closet. Visualize it as if it's already done. The relief, the sense of accomplishment, the victorious fist bump. Feel that surge of positive energy coursing through your veins. Don't get it wrong. Of course, you won't magically complete the task just by imagining it, but having a clear mental picture of success acts as a powerful motivator. Your brain doesn't really distinguish between reality and your imagination, so when it sees you succeeding in your mind's eye, it gets pumped up and ready to take action in the real world. See it as tricking your brain into embracing productivity. And the next time laziness tries to creep in, snatch up that mental image of success and use it as your secret weapon. Next tip on our list is task bundling. This hack is a way to get your brain eagerly anticipating the reward that comes with working rather than protest the idea of starting a task. Imagine you're facing a mountain of emails that need your attention. Now, instead of groaning at the thought of sifting through your inbox, why not pair it with something you enjoy? This is exactly what the process of task bundling looks like. Essentially, you're pairing a less enjoyable task with a more rewarding rest activity, like giving your brain a treat after it finishes its veggies. The magic here lies in turning work into a series of rewarding experiences. When your brain knows that a little treat or a fun activity is waiting at the end of a task, it's less likely to throw a tantrum and procrastinate. Like the promise of a sweet dessert after a healthy meal, you're more motivated to finish that broccoli. So, next time you're stuck with a task that's about as exciting as watching paint dry, think about how you can bundle it up with something enjoyable. It's a neat little trick to keep your brain engaged and keep those procrastination gremlins at bay. For tip number 4, we're covering a method that might make you feel like a conductor of your productivity symphony. Rhythmic rest. Before you start picturing yourself doing the cha-cha while typing away at your keyboard, it's not quite that literal, but it's just as awesome. Ever notice how your energy levels ebb and flow throughout the day? Sometimes you're a dynamo of efficiency, while other times you're about as lively as a sloth. Well, here's the deal. Those energy cycles are a real thing, and they're not just there to mess up your plans. They're there to help you work smarter, not harder. Enter rhythmic rest, the art of aligning your rest intervals with these natural energy cycles. Think of it as dancing in sync with your body's rhythm. Are you a morning person? Then your peak energy might be during the early hours. A night owl. You're probably at your best when the moon is high. So, here's the personalized strategy. Identify your high-energy moments and slot your most challenging tasks during those periods. Then, during your low-energy dips, that's your cue to take a well-deserved break. You're not slacking off. You're optimizing your efficiency. For instance, if you're a morning person, tackle those brainstorming sessions or problem-solving tasks when the sun is up. Then, when your energy takes a mini vacation, indulge in a quick meditation session or go for a leisurely stroll. Not only are you giving your mind a breather, but you're also respecting your body's needs. Tip 5. Try active laziness. Yes, the term active laziness does sound like an oxymoron, but you'll find out that it's not. Active laziness involves using restful movements to give your mind and body a reboot. We're talking about gentle yoga stretches, deep breathing exercises, or even mindful walks. These activities might seem simple, but they're like a breath of fresh air for your brain. Think about it. When you're hunched over your desk, your body gets a little cranky. Muscles tighten, your posture takes a nosedive, and suddenly you're feeling as vibrant as a wilted plant. But guess what? A quick stretch break can turn the tables fast. And let's not forget the magic of deep breathing. A couple of minutes of focused, deep breaths can oxygenate your brain, sending a signal to your entire system that it's time to wake up and smell the productivity. Moving on to tip number 6, restful immersion. The beauty of this tip is that it's all about doing things you love, finding that sweet spot where rest and excitement meet. Think about it. After a day of tackling tasks and crossing items off your to-do list, what could be more rewarding than losing yourself in an activity that sparks joy? It's like giving your brain a spa retreat, where it can kick back, relax, and rejuvenate for the challenges ahead. For instance, let's say you're a nature enthusiast. You love hiking and exploring the great outdoors. Instead of spending your time in front of a screen, why not immerse yourself in a nature documentary or a book about wildlife? It's a double win. You're resting while nurturing your passion. And the best part? When you give your brain this delightful blend of rest and inspiration, you're setting the stage for the ultimate productivity surge. You're not just replenishing your energy, you're fueling your creativity. So when you dive back into your tasks, you're armed with fresh ideas and a renewed sense of purpose. Take a moment to think about what hobbies or activities truly light up your soul. What are some things you might consider doing during your well-earned rest breaks? Feel free to share them with us in the comments, as you never know who you might be inspiring. So, we've covered a lot of ground today, from strategic rest to creative visualization, task bundling, rhythmic rest, and restful movement. But how do you make sure you're actually putting all these techniques into action? As promised at the beginning of this video, here's a scheduling hack that will keep you on the productivity track while ensuring you never skip out on your well-deserved breaks. So, how does it work? Just like you'd set an alarm to wake up in the morning, why not set alarms to remind you to take those essential breaks? For example, if you're deep into a project, set a 25-minute timer to signify the end of a work sprint. When that alarm chimes, it's your cue to stretch, breathe, or even do a quick lap around your workspace. You're not just hoping you'll remember to take a break, you're holding yourself accountable to actually do it. It's time to put these creative strategies into action, so experiment with these rest techniques and share your experiences in the comments below. If you found these strategies helpful, don't forget to give that like button a little tap, hit subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on more productivity boosting content.